you are consistently getting clients that are broke and you don't even understand why. You're always getting leads that have no money. You getting clients that are, they're actually interested in whatever you're trying to sell and buy, but it's like they have no money. And it's like you're starting to notice a pattern that it's not even just one client or two clients or prospects or leads. It's a multitude of them. You could have 500,000 leads in your CRM, but if none of these leads are financially qualified for whatever business or product or service that you want to be able to provide for the people, then it's pointless, right? And I'm going to talk about why you are consistently getting leads that have no money, that are broke, and essentially will do you no good, right? Now, before you say, like, who the hell are you, right? I'm King Wellness. And I've actually worked with a lot of these info offers, people that sell info, digital products, people that essentially just have their own offers, right? And I've seen like a lot of them, right, have tons of leads, but it's like literally none of them are financially qualified. And this is the thing that I'm consistently seeing. So let's talk about it. Now you may think, oh yeah, it's because, I don't know, my clients just can't afford money. But it's like, is it really the clients? So you mean to tell me that it's the client's fault that they consistently, like, you just consistently run into clients and prospects that have no money. You consistently just run into leads that are just broke, but like they're always like the most interested in whatever you're trying to sell. Is it really their fault or is it actually yours? So the first reason, right? The first reason is you are marketing yourself completely the wrong way. You're marketing yourself the wrong way. And what I mean by this is, let me explain real quick before I'm done. So what I mean is, when I say that you're marketing yourself the wrong way, right? A lot of these people, right, they'll market themselves in a way where they show their assets. They brag about their lifestyle. They show all of the materialistic things that they have to other people. And unfortunately, what this actually does is literally attract people with no money, because what this does to people that don't have that kind of money is, it makes them think, I want that. And it makes them interested in whatever you're trying to sell. And this is what we call selling hope. This is what we call selling dreams, right? Because you're not actually selling something that, well, you could be selling something that's actually providing value, but it's like you're selling hope. You're selling your dreams. And because you're selling hope and dreams, you are only selling this kind of stuff to people with no money. Now, number two, which might honestly be the biggest one, not the biggest one, but number two is you are describing your offer or your business completely incorrectly. So let me write that. You're describing your shit completely incorrectly. Offer wrong. Boom, boom, boom. Alright. So what do I mean by like you're describing your offer completely incorrectly. You're describing your business completely incorrectly, right? So like what I mean by this is like a lot of these people will just kind of like make their business model. They'll make like their business, whatever it is that they're trying to, like, especially when you're selling info. This is especially in info, right? When you're selling info, right? They're gonna market their like product, their offer in a way that makes it seem like it's so easy. For example, right? So like I mentioned before, I've actually been a sales rep for a lot of these info businesses and a lot of these B2B marketing agencies. And when it comes to selling info, bro, like these people, the way that they describe their offers is like, oh yeah, so all I do is sit in my bed and I make 10 bands a day. Like, come on, bro. That only attracts broke clients, broke leads. They're really gonna be over here telling you, right? They're gonna be like, oh yeah, so all I do is just sit in my laptop in my fucking bed, and I just already made 2 bands, right? All I do is just take a piss and I've already made 5 bands already. I'm already up 10K for the day and I haven't even done shit. All I do is just look at my laptop, I sit in my bed, be lazy, and I made 10 bands. Bro, if you do this shit, bro, you will literally attract broke clients. And I know and understand that you want to make your offer sound easy so that you can actually attract more clients, right? But what's the point of wanting to use this kind of marketing tactic to attract more leads into your business when all of them are broke, right? It doesn't even make sense. There is no point in trying to market and make your offer seem a lot more easier than what it actually is, aka selling dreams, when none of your prospects or leads have money. It's literally pointless. It's so crazy, bro, because I remember the first course that I ever bought to learn my first high income skill, bro. Like the way that the guy marketed it, bro, he made it seem as if you could just be like, bro, he just made it seem like a lot easier than what it actually is. And I can't blame him. It's marketing, right? But if you want to be able to like actually hit big money, like I'm talking about 6 figures in a month, you want to be able to eventually move on to B2B, then it's like, bro, you can't be describing your offer like this. You can't actually make your offer or business seem a lot easier than what it actually is, because if you do this, this will only attract clients and prospects and leads that have no money. This is simply the truth. These two things honestly might be the only reasons. There's many more, but if I were to think of literally just two main reasons as to why you are just consistently getting leads and prospects and clients that have no money, it's because you are just marketing yourself completely wrong by showing off your lavish lifestyle. You're just bragging about, the way that you live and showing off the things that you own, right, to other people. This only attracts broke people, right? It's fine. Like, it literally only attracts broke people. What's the point of gaining dozens of leads if they're all broke? And then also, you're just describing your offer completely wrong. You are just making it seem a whole lot easier than what it actually is. And the only people that actually that buy into this kind of stuff is people with no money. And it literally does not matter what business that you want to be able to start or what offer that you want to be able to start. But bro, like if you want to actually start to make those big numbers, I'm talking about 6 figures in a month, 7 figures in a month, right? You cannot be doing these things. You simply can't, because you'll be forever stuck at maybe 4 or 5 figures a month, because you're selling dreams, you're selling hope. And that's only for people that are broke, people that don't actually have money, people that are actually willing to buy into that idea, but it's like they don't have the finances for it, right? Waste of time, right? So when it comes to what we need to understand is, when it comes to selling to people that actually do have money, people that actually are wealthy, they don't care about your lifestyle, right? They care. There's not even anything on the board, excuse me, but they care about the kind of value and knowledge that you have, bro. Let me show y'all a perfect example of who I'm talking about, or like the perfect way to market yourself if you want to start making big money. This dude right here, narrow knowledge, right? Phenomenal content, great content, great esoteric knowledge. People are literally changing their lives simply through the free value that he brings. It's just simply through the free value, no pay, right? So you need to be able to show people and make them realize that you know what you are talking about, that you are an expert in whatever it is that you're trying to solve for other people, that you actually have the knowledge and capability of solving other people's problems, right? So it's like when it comes, so for me personally, I'm going to start with B2C. And for people that don't know what that is, it's like business to client, right? So I'm going to start off doing B2C. And then like eventually, once I've started to make some numbers, is when I'm eventually start to move up to B2B. Like once I've gained client testimonials, I've actually have proof that I can help out people. That's when I'm going to move to B2B, because everyone knows that B2B is where the money is at, right? So we just need to be able to understand that when it comes to selling to wealthy people, you don't need to be showing your lavish lifestyle. You simply need to actually know what you're talking about. You need to start actually getting knowledgeable on your niche. You actually need to start studying, right? You need to differentiate. I can't talk, right? You need to make yourself different from other people. You absolutely need to be providing free value and a free game to people, whether if it's on social media. Well, I mean, obviously social media. What else is there to talk about, right? And obviously, what other ways there, or what other better way is there to get like word of mouth and referrals through than social media, right? So you need, especially if you don't have like any testimonials, client testimonials, if you're just starting out, bro, you need to be providing free value, free content. And it sounds weird because like, how are you supposed to earn money if, you're providing free stuff, free value, free game, right? But this is essentially how people will be able to trust you. They'll know that you know exactly what you're talking about, that you're an expert in the field that you have personally studied, that you're an expert in solving this problem for others. You're an expert in your niche. You'll be able to provide free content to people, and this will make the clients that actually do have the money will be able to trust you. They won't trust you by showing your Lamborghini SVJ. They won't be able to trust you by showing all of your materialistic things that you've always wanted. If you do this stuff, bro, just know you'll be getting broke clients and broke leads. I'm going to just say it for what it is, right? But they'll be able to trust you if you know what you are talking about, because this is what people with money actually care about, is information and knowledge. Do you care? Do you actually know what you're talking about, right? Do you actually have the knowledge on what you're talking about. Like, how long have you been doing this for, right? This is what people with money actually care about at the end of the day. This is how we actually need to be marketing ourselves in whatever business that we need to be able to start, that we need to start at the end of the day. And it's like, now, in order to make even more money, right? Because obviously we've gone past the idea of trading time for money, because there's only so much money that you could ever make by trading your time for money. And don't get me wrong, there's actually jobs out there that do pay you 10 grand a month, right? And feel free to do whatever that you want to do in your life. But if you actually want to make those big numbers, bro, then you need to start trading your knowledge for money, right? Knowing what you already know and actually helping other people accomplish that same thing. So really, there's no shortcuts to this, right? So whatever that you want to be able to get into, like whatever niche or just problems that you want to be able to solve and help out for other people, you need to actually get knowledgeable about it. There's like no shortcuts about it. You need to read, you need to study, you need to do your due diligence on whatever it is that you want to be able to sell and buy, or excuse me, not buy, but essentially be able to sell to other people, right? Because if you just say you could only get so far by just regurgitating a bunch of information that you've heard all these social media gurus say. You can only get so far. You need to be able to show to other people, the people and clients and leads that actually have money, that are actually willing to buy from you, that you are different from them. You need to be able to show them that by studying, reading, right? Doing your due diligence. There's no shortcuts to this, right? You need to actually be able to study, gain more knowledge so that you can actually be able to gain more money, trading your knowledge for money instead of time for money. And this video literally applies for anyone that wants to be able to start a business, whether if it's selling info, whether if it's selling, a service to other people, like just whatever business that you want to be able to create. You need to understand these things. You will never be able to get clients and prospects that actually buy into your stuff and give you testimonials and referrals and all these things if you are actually marketing yourself incorrectly, bro. If you market yourself incorrectly, you will only attract clients that have no money. And you do not want this, bro. You do not want this for any kind of business that you want to be able to start or create for yourself so that you're able to live the best life possible. But yeah, y'all, so this was just kind of like, so I've actually been I've been in this like info space for quite some time, like being a sales rep, not even info, but just being a sales rep for quite some time. And literally these are the things that I'm consistently seeing on a daily basis, right? And it's like, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about the fact on why they have 500,000 leads in their CRM and none of them are being closed. None of them have money, and it's like only a select few of them actually are willing to pay and actually have the money to be able to buy your services, your product, or your information and knowledge, right? But yeah, y'all, so let me know what y'all think down below in the comments, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off that, and that's King Wellness, and I'm out.